Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special recap of the 2013 classic drama Half of a Yellow Sun. The movie begins with Nigerians welcoming the Queen of England as they celebrate their independence. The Ozobia family celebrates independence with their guest, the finance minister, who offers Olana a job at the ministry. She declined and dropped the news of her bagging a job at Nsukka, as her twin sister Ine will be managing their daddy's business at Port Harcourt. The sisters ditched dinner for a pattern thrown in town to celebrate independence. At the party, Kainene meets a guy called Richard and they begin to talk. The next day, Richard calls Kainene and takes her out. They had partied and had fun. On the other hand, Olana went to visit her aunt and her family in Kano. They welcome her with joy and chats away. She then proceeds to Nsukka to see her lover, Odenigbo, who works at the same university as Olana. That was the whole reason she decided to work at Nsukka, to get close to Odenigbo. After eating the terrible rice made by Ugu the houseboy, they made love. The next day, Odenigbo introduces Olana to his group of friends and they make her feel among them. Odenigbo's mother visits and comes along with a girl called Amala. The woman didn't hide her disgust for Olana. She insults and embarrasses her. Olana was hurt and told Odenigbo how his mother treated her. He tries to make excuses for his mother and not see things from Olana's point of view. This annoys Olana and makes her dismiss him. The little disagreement they had made Odenigbo drink and get drunk. In his drunk state, he went to Olana's house for them to settle the disagreement they had earlier, which they ended up settling. In the next scene, Odenigbo was listening to the radio when the newscaster announced a coup. Olana rushed down to Lagos to check up on her family after hearing the news. Odenigbo and his friends gathered one evening to talk as usual. Odenigbo's mother gives Ugu the wine she bought to give Odenigbo when he asked for more wine. Odenigbo gets drunk and sleeps with Amala. While at Lagos, Olana calls Odenigbo to check up on him. During the phone call, she felt something was fishy and decided to go back to Nsukka earlier than planned. She noticed how weird Odenigbo is acting and questions him. She figures Odenigbo slept with Amala and she was so mad at him. She was hurt and ignored him for weeks. Odenigbo pleaded for her to hear him out. He blames his mother for giving him wine and gives excuses. She explains everything to her aunt and she advises her. Olana goes back to Odenigbo's house to pack her things. Ugo tries to intercede for his mother, but she isn't ready to listen. Odenigbo tells Olana that Amala is pregnant and she's going to keep the baby. This broke her heart. She met Richard when she went to get wine. They drank, got drunk, and made love. Olana and Odenigbo got back to each other. Olana confessed to Odenigbo that she cheated on him. This made him furious. He drives down to Richard's house, warning him to stay away from Olana. After 9 months, Odenigbo's mother comes with a baby girl to give Odenigbo, claiming that Amala doesn't want to touch the baby. That night, Olana went to Odenigbo's house and saw the baby. Odenigbo tells her that his mother didn't want the baby and he will send the baby back to Amala's people. Olana decided they will keep the baby. Kainene finally visits Nsukka. She is having dinner with her sister and Richard when Richard's houseboy comes in and rants about how Odenigbo shouted at Richard regarding the incident with Olana. That was how Kainene found out about Richard cheating on her. General Aguiyi Ironsi, the head of state, abolished the regions by decree. It was the Northerners' last straw. There is riots going on which leads to the deaths of thousands of Igbo, especially those living in the north. The soldiers storm into the airport and begin to kill any Igbo person they can find. Unfortunately for Richard, he witnesses the mass killing. Olana's aunt and her family didn't survive. Olana is in pain as she mourns her relative death. The Igbos are making joyful noise because the territory and regions of the eastern part of Nigeria and its territorial borders have become an independent sovereign state and given the title the Republic of Biafra. Biafra consists of Nsukka, Aba, and Port Harcourt. After a period of peace, trouble comes again from the federal troops. The residents of Nsukka have to evacuate. Odenigbo drives down to Aba with his daughter, Olana, and Ugu, where his mother lives. During their stay, Odenigbo proposed to Olana and she accepts. Mrs. Ozobia, Olana's mother, visits Olana to inform her about her father's plan to leave the country with his family because of the crisis going on. Olana refuses to go with her parents. Odenigbo's mother blesses her son's marriage but refuses to go with her son when they want to leave Aba. They had to leave Aba for Umaya because of the trouble coming their way, now with a full-scale civil war. It is Olana and Odenigbo's wedding day. Everything was going well until they started throwing bombs. A day of joy turned into a day of tragedy. Life becomes tough for them. They cannot afford the life they lived before. Odenigbo's mother dies at Aba because of the crisis happening there. Kain Ene and Richard now run a refugee camp. Olana and Chiamaka, Odenigbo's daughter, visit Kain Ene. The two sisters talked and begin to catch up on everything. Ugu got carried by the soldiers. This made Kainene think he is dead and she broke the news to her sister. Odenigbo and Olana run to Kainene for refuge till they find a place to rent as the place they were living was under attack. Kainene decides to go to Nigeria to trade and get food. Odenigbo objects and says how dangerous it is, but Kainene was determined. Days passed and Kainene wasn't back. They begin a search party, but everything is in vain. On a fateful day, Richard suddenly gets a call about Ugu's existence. Turns out he has been alive all this while. Finally, the war is over and the Republic of Biafra ceased to exist. Richard was determined to find his wife and went back to settle as Nsukka. Odenigbo and his family also moved back to Nsukka. Unfortunately, Kaine was never found. And there you have it, guys, a condensed recap of a classic drama, Half of a Yellow Sun.